Today we're taking a look at a source one of you sent in. It's excerpts from William Boericke's Homeopathic Materia Medica,
That's right. And we're focusing specifically on Agraphis Nutans.
which is bluebell, right?
Exactly, the common bluebill. And this type of text, a Materia Medica, it's basically an old reference guide for homeopathic uses of substances.
Got it. So our mission then is to sort of unpack what Boericke says about bluebell, the key characteristics, its traditional uses.
Precisely. What's the picture this text paints? Let's start with the general condition described.
Okay. What does Boericke say about the sort of person or constitution associated with Agraphis?
Well, the first thing mentioned is a relaxed condition of the system generally.
Relaxed conditions. So maybe like a lack of tone or resilience.
Yeah, that's how it reads. And it's linked very clearly to a proneness to take cold on exposure to cold winds.
Ah, okay. So right away there's this theme of sensitivity.
Especially sensitivity to cold.
That makes sense. So moving on from that general picture, it talks about catarrhal conditions. Now, for listeners, catarrhal just means issues with like mucous membranes, right? Inflammation.
That's the general idea, yes, like colds, allergies, that sort of thing. And Boericke lists quite a few specific symptoms here.
What stands out?
Well, there's obstruction of the nostrils, which is pretty straightforward, but then it mentions adenoids,
Okay.
enlarged tonsils, something called throat deafness.
Throat deafness. Interesting term.
It is, isn't it? It suggests a connection between throat issues and hearing problems. And also mucus diarrhea, again, often triggered by cold.
Wow. Okay. So it's really hitting the nose, the throat, ears, even the digestive system.
Exactly. All seemingly linked by this reaction to cold and involving mucous membranes.
And the text emphasizes that, doesn't it? It says throat and ear troubles with tendency to free discharge from mucous membranes.
Precisely. That free discharge idea really reinforces the theme. The body's response seems to be, well, releasing a lot of mucus.
Right. Now, here's something that seems a bit different. Mutinism of childhood, unconnected with deafness.
Yeah, that one's a bit of a curveball compared to the physical stuff.
Mutinism,
Right.
like being stubborn or non-compliant.
That's likely the gist, yes. A kind of resistance or behavioral issue in kids, but specifically noted as not being due to hearing loss.
It really makes you think about how they were observing and categorizing things back then. It wasn't just physical symptoms.
No, it suggests a broader view, including behavior, perhaps temperament.
Okay. Then there's a quick list of relationships. These are other substances to compare it with.
Correct. It lists hydrastis, cepa, which is onion, often used for watery eyes and nose, calphos, sulfjod, and kelkjod.
So these might have similar symptom pictures in some ways.
Exactly. Or affect similar areas. It helps practitioners kind of differentiate. If you see certain symptoms, you might compare Agraphos to, say, cepa.
Got it. And finally, the dosage.
Yeah, just a brief mention. It notes the third potency that refers to the homeopathic dilution level. And also single doses of tincture, citing a Dr. Cooper. So just a little insight into historical usage.
Right. So if we wrap this up, our deep dive into Boericke's take on Agraphis nutans, or bluebell,
Yeah,
it really points to this picture of sensitivity, especially to cold,
definitely.
manifesting as various issues with mucous membranes, nose, throat, ears, digestion, lots of discharge.
That's the core of it. That's susceptibility and mucous membrane reactions. And don't forget that curious mention of childhood mutinism.
Right, that too. It paints quite a specific picture.
It does.
So here's a final thought for you listening. When you look at these older texts, like Boericke's, meticulously recording these observations, how might they offer a unique lens? A lens on maybe understanding certain patterns, certain tendencies, and maybe even connections between symptoms that we wouldn't necessarily link together today.
It's certainly food for thought, looking back at how these connections were drawn.
Absolutely. Something to ponder. Thanks for joining us on the Deep Dive.